Hello and welcome everyone to Galactic Gumbo episode 43, where we usually talk about nerdy things, talk toys, we talk comics, we talk cartoons, TV shows, anything in the pop culture. But this is our special to where we do this at the end of every year. And we're going to be giving you guys our top 15 toy purchases from 2018. So I know a lot of us we could have made a list of 40 or 50 of them. But we tried to narrow it down to 15, just so that we could try to get this all in about an hour and a half. Let's see. The order we're going to be going in, we're going to do 15 across the board, then 14 across the board, then 13. We usually have a Mount Rushmore, so we're not going to do that. We usually cover halls, but like we're so far behind on that it would be a whole show would just be covering halls. So what we're going to do is Dalton's going to go first, and then he's going to also give Dakota's that he's mailed him the list, then Mike, then Rick, then me, and then Sport whenever he gets in. So let's do introductions real quick. Dalton, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TFs, and that's it.
And you can find me everywhere as Just Another G.I. Joe Show.
And I'm Rick, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram as Shatrdglassjazz.
And you can find me G1Xtron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook pages, the G1Xtron. Sportimus that'll join us probably soon. You can find him at Sportimus Prime, I believe, on YouTube and on Twitter and stuff. So, and Dakota, you can find him at PrimalSabbath everywhere. So, all right, Dalton, kick us off. Number 15. Who you got?
My number 15 is the Power of the Primes, Abominus. Not my absolute favorite figure of the year, but he is probably the best combiner out of that entire line, and the only one that made absolute sense. So
where's he at? You gonna show him to us?
He's
Did you not
back over there, so I can't. No, I'm not gonna pull them all out.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
I didn't know I was supposed to do that. If I did, I'd have to do a lot of digging to get to my Gundams on the list.
Yeah, it took me an hour. Follow the rules, Millennium. It took me over an hour to follow the rules, Millennium. Am I at work? God, come on.
I did mine in between shows.
What is Dakota's then?
He hasn't sent me the list yet. I think he's still typing it up.
God, you are failing all over the place. Mike?
I just asked him like 20 minutes ago.
Okay. My number 15 purchase is my sacred glow-in-the-dark Pop Twinkie.
Oh, Jesus.
God.
I'll tell you what, I stood out in front of a Target for an hour to get this son of a bitch. By golly, I got it. It's the next thing.
Should we
the
just
nicest thing next to sliced bread.
Yeah, let's just keep it moving. God, this is started. Like, people are watching and they're like, I thought this was going to be a lot of action figures. One guy,
it's an action figure.
The other one didn't have a list.
I made an army of these little figures.
This show's terrible.
Hey guys, sorry, my computer crashed.
All right, Sport, you'll go after me. We're doing row of 15 first.
Awesome.
All right, number 15. Number 15. Black Series Commander Wolf.
Nice.
Not a whole lot to say. I like the Clone Wars, and I thought this turned out looking really good.
All right, so my number 15, I changed my number 15 probably like 8 times while I was like actually grabbing my figures to get them next to me like we were supposed to. But I went with the Sentinel.
I'm working on it.
Days of Futures Past. I ended up buying the wrong one where it came with a 3 3/4 inch Wolverine and some gray looking Sentinel. And so I've got that over here, but this is the one that I wanted, and Mom picked this up for me for Christmas, and it's got a nice Wolverine in there and a bunch of sounds.
Is that a 6-inch Wolverine in there?
Nice.
He's got like a ton of sounds. I think I've gone through like maybe 40 of them, and I don't think I've heard the same one twice. So I just got some nice packaging. So
Looking good.
All right, Sport, you're after me.
All right, so starting at number 15 would be Filmation Hordak. You see that okay?
Yep.
Love this figure. It's been one that I've been wanting for since the beginning, basically. And he would have been higher up on my list except of quality control issues. So.
Oh, no.
Yeah, head fell off, legs fell off, and...
NECA made that one.
Yeah, it's by NECA. It's built on a Friday. So it costed me another $100 just to get a replacement because he sold out real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good pick though.
Thanks.
Yeah, I was gonna say like if that's your 15, then man, you got some awesome stuff because he's a little bit lower down on my list.
Well, I love him. It's just it got a little soured with that breakage in the first one.
Gotcha. All right, Dalton. We can't see you either.
He's muted. He's trying to get his stuff together.
All right. My number 14 is Power of the Primes Punch Counter Punch.
Oh, good one.
Nice.
Really fun figure, but he's got a few issues. Like he doesn't really have any feet or heels to stabilize him. And just some of the joints are limited in the punch form. So there's 14.
I swear to God, if he pulls another.
Oh, wait.
Wait on Dakota.
I got Dakota's 15 and 14 here.
Okay.
He's got MMC Thunderclash as his 15, and then 14 is Joe Club Rock and Roll.
Okay.
Oh,
so
okay.
Show us the figures, Dalton.
I don't have them.
We'll go over to his house.
Well, with that being said, we're going to keep this glow-in-the-dark train going on over here at my house. And I have number 14, glow-in-the-dark Pop Pez Hulk. Pez.
I think Mike needs an intervention.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so back to the top action figures.
Rick, again, remind me that you go first, I go last. We got to finish.
Right. Yep. All right, coming in at number 14. And this is, I want to preface the rest of this stuff. So, I collect a lot of stuff. Well, some of it, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Marvel Legends, 1/6 scale, Hot Toys. This is the only Marvel Legend that made the list, but I love Marvel Legends, so it's a tough list to make. Cable. This is the Cable that I always needed, that 90s classic big shoulder pads Cable. And I think he was the best Marvel Legend that came out this year.
All right. For me, it was the only Transformer that made the list just because there was so many other good things. I battled with Abominus with the Ripper Snapper, but I like Punch Counter Punch. I haven't even transformed this thing yet, so but I like the way he looks, and I like that. I know a lot of people don't, but I like those season 4, or they get into where they're the Japanese characters. I just dig them.
Okay, well, my number 14 is going to be Marvel Legends Wolverine. This is the Wolverine that I've always wanted, and he's awesome. I didn't want to take the loose one off the shelf, so I have a second box. So.
I need to find that guy somewhere on the floor. That's an awesome figure, though.
Oh, I love him.
All right.
All right, so my number 13 is going to be the Gundam Blitz from Seed. It was a really fun build, and I love the colors. The black, red, and purple. Really good. Looks good, and that's the only issue I have with it, is the little grappling hook keeps coming off. It's top-heavy and only on a little string. But, yeah, the first kit that I bought, but there's a little bit of a twist with one of the higher numbers that makes it better than this one. So,
I like on that one. Black and
yeah, that was a selling point for me. Dakota's number 13 is Vitruvian Hack's Wandering Warrior. Again, I don't have a picture, so I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh no, that's a 4 Horsemen, I believe.
Are you ready? Are you
Oh
ready?
God.
Probably
Oh
not.
God. Nope.
Next,
Get it out of here.
My Funko Pop. Ding dong. Ding dong. Yeah.
Don't you collect GI Joes? And
No one wants to see your ding dong, Mike.
All right.
You'd be surprised.
All right.
Moving on. My number 13 is the JoeCon Python Patrol Major Blood.
Nice.
I thought the whole set was good, but this is the one that made me excited after they fixed the mustache.
Oh, did they have a bad mustache or something?
Had no mustache.
Yeah, no mustache on the first ones. They sent out an update like right after the convention.
Oh, okay. Well, as much as I talk bad about them and can't. Oh, there he is. Yeah, they're always falling off the shelf. I do have a couple NECA things, and I went with the NECA God of War Old Man Kratos. Just because I love that game, and the
Old
nice-
Dad Kratos.
Yeah, Old Dad Kratos. So I hope they just keep on making this game because I love
I'm
it.
just playing it right now, and it is fantastic
amazing.
so far.
Yeah, I'm a year behind on that, so I need to try to
I
get
hear
that
you.
game.
All right, Sport.
All right, number 13 comes in with Siege Hound. Probably one of the best looking hounds ever, and a really good transformer. Digging it.
Oh, my number 12. It's going to be the MP Shadow Panther. Now, I know last year the Cheetor was higher up on my list, but since this is a repaint, that I figured it probably not fit up there. So, still really good. Really enjoy it. Love the color scheme. So, yeah, my number 12. And Dakota's is Jazzware's Assassin's Creed Altair.
Okay, I know what he's talking about.
So,
Wow, that's up there. All right.
there we go again.
You know what? Just for that, I'm going to go ahead and throw out the last one now. This is actually the last Funko one I'm doing. Just be honest.
Sure it is.
It is.
Kmart Hardy said he goes, spoiler alert, Mike's 15 are all pops.
No, they're not. Horrible. This here is the exclusive Marvel came in a collector's box. It's a gold Hulk Pez, which I like Hulk, I really do. So I know y'all think I'm crazy, but I mean, getting this as a surprise. In the
We
box
know you are.
is cool. So that's all the Funkos I'm doing.
I'm surprised the Twinkie didn't make it further up there just because you had everybody in the group chat running all over town buying up all the Twinkies. You got like 20 something of them, don't you?
I still do.
Least,
Yeah, easily. I army build them. But I mean, honestly, I bought a lot more action figure stuff that I'd rather have up on a higher pedestal than Twinkie the Kid and King Ding Dong.
Hey, a ding dong for a ding dong. Am I right?
Exactly. You're on what you buy. Yeah.
All right. All right.
Or
My
what you eat,
number,
depending on who you are.
my number 12 is the only other G.I. Joe figure to make the list.
Oh my God.
The G.I. Joe Club
You have no room to talk.
Does a subscription service, and everybody knows I love Cobra Eels. So they did a commander of the Eels. His name is Guillotine, and I think he turned out looking really good.
That's awesome. I love the
Yeah.
way the eels look.
Yeah, and I love that there's like a commander now. So
That would have made my list. If we need those 6-inch Joes, make him. All right, so I actually had more Marvel Legends than what I thought I was gonna have, and there's a couple I could have put in this spot, but I like this Archangel, and I like it's like these silver wings and all the articulation with them. This is one that when they started coming out with them again, I didn't know if they'd give this to us. I didn't know that they would do like kind of little deluxe for just one figure. But they did that for him, and I think he turned out really great. He came with a bunch of heads too.
Yeah,
so you can.
it's like all the different versions of him. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, the only thing he's missing is a flight stand.
Yes.
Which, that pisses me off. But
Yeah.
just really awesome figure. I love the way this looks. So that was what are we on? 12 or something?
12.
Well,
All right.
okay, my number 12 is going to be from Bad Cube, and that's their version of the Masterpiece Red Alert. If you
I've seen that figure, and
hey, I like him. So, I mean, they did a nice job in replicating his cartoon form, and I do like the sideswipe version as well. I think it was ingenious in the way they made the chest compress, the hood compress into a smaller chest. So his proportions are a lot better than the actual MP sideswipe and Red Alert. So really fun toy.
all right. So for number 11, I've got to go with the Power of the Primes Battle Trap. One of my absolute favorite figures in the line, and it is just a lot of fun, but it's got some issues. I mean, being made up of 2 Legends figures, it's going to be a little wonky. So, but it's still a really great figure.
I like the combine mode a lot on that. The little mini ones are, like you said, they're limited. So
Yeah.
I would have liked it better if they would have done it like flywheels. To be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then for Dakota, he says Marvel Legends 90s Cable. So
Is that the same one that Rick did? Right.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, jumping on to something other than Pops. We can do customs, right?
I guess we have no choice at this point. Let's go.
If it's not Pops, then
These here were customized by Jesse Widdenrich.
oh yeah.
To my convention back in May. They are Titan Master primals repainted as metal, Optimus Primal, and what's the other one's name?
Ape Link.
Ape Link. Yep.
Yeah,
So
these
these
look really good.
These here were extremely. These were actually a surprise when he showed up with these. I wasn't expecting him to bring anything like this, and he brought them, and they literally sold out within. I mean, they weren't. They
Before the convention even started, right?
Yeah, before the show even started, they were going. So those were, and I actually commissioned him to do me a lot more of other characters. So I was still waiting on those to come in probably later on this year. But yeah, pretty cool. Even though we don't get a lot of Transformers now, but these were really cool to get.
Awesome. All right, my number 11 is a combiner, and I think he turned out looking really good. It's Abominus. Yeah, and if I had to pick one figure out of the lineup, it would be Blot as the best of the ones. And yes, I do have the 3P
upgrade.
And, the upgrade kit.
Who knew Blot would be so
upgrade
awesome?
Kit is it?
Oh, DNA is it?
What
What upgrade kit?
Oh,
is
just the perfect effect, the feet and the hands.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. I recommend that. It's really good.
All right. For what are we on? 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. I bought a ton of Black Series figures this year, but when I looked at this one, even before I got it, and then whenever I got it in hand, this face sculpt is absolutely beautiful. I mean, that looks just like him. I love this with that new face printing technology. When you see this, you look at it and you're like, man, that's Billy D. Williams right there. And then the way the helmet fits on there, and you can see the eyes, it's just like in the movie, that it just fits perfectly. And then all the black wash and stuff through the brown. This is a beautiful figure.
Josh, can I piggyback on that for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
If we were to do because we collect a lot of lines on this show and Cybercast and stuff. If I were to pick one company that leveled up with one thing, and that is that photoreal technology, it's changed the game for Black Series. If Black Series ever put you off the first few years when they had some derpy Luke Skywalker eyes and things, that stuff is gone. If Black Series was around in 2005 when I started doing Sideshow, I don't know that I would have gone down that 1/6 scale rabbit hole. That's how good the Black Series line is currently. I just wanted to, it seemed like a good segue because you made a good point about the new technology.
Yeah, and on that Lando, like I'm not trying to say like Lando was, I love Lando, but it wasn't by far like my most, my favorite character of the year that's been released, because like I liked Forlom and I like that new range, or was it not the range trooper, but the patrol trooper that came with a solo. I think that's a cool looking armor outfit. I mean, there's tons of them. Zuckuss that came out, and you mentioned Wolf, but I had to focus in on the face on that one, and then the helmet being removable and it fitting perfect. It wasn't like it was too tight where it, I know some figures, like you try to put a helmet on them and where it's supposed to just cover his mouth, like it'll cover like the middle of the face because it doesn't fit properly. It's everything about it's perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Starting at number 12 here.
11.
11?
Yeah, you're at 11.
Sorry. Is X-Transbot's Crack Up. I think this was originally $40. $40 masterpiece with this much paint apps and quality through and through from X-Transbots. Huge, huge deal. And he looks fantastic in bot mode and car mode. Fits in perfectly with all the MPs. I mean, whether you like the combined mode or not, at the very least, the car mode and bot mode on this one, top notch.
Well, that's probably what's $40 because the combined mode is going to cost you more than anything.
The other ones are more, but you're really getting a lot for your money in this one.
Yeah,
I've heard good things across the board on that. So,
it's awesome.
All right, so coming in at my number 10.
Yep.
Is going to be the Gundam Dual Assault Shroud. Now, this was the second kit that I bought, but it was the first one that actually showed up and that I got to build and got me back into building Gundam. And I absolutely love the way this looks. It coming out with all the dry brushing that I did and everything just looks great. It was a really fun build.
But the other one has black and purple, though.
Yeah, but this one was a lot more fun.
Okay.
For Dakota, he says Marvel Legends Tiger Stripe Wolverine.
That's a good one.
All right, this one here will be the last custom one I show. There's a company called Fury Force, which basically they take like a Masters of the Universe figure and they customize it to G.I. Joe figures. And this one here is Destro. I'm not for sure what body it was made out of, but it has the custom head on it. Even has the chain with the emerald, or not the emerald, the ruby in there. I mean, articulation is just pretty much like a He-Man figure was. The legs, not so much, and I'm not going to really pressure them to move. The arms pretty much move. That's about it. But I mean, this here is a pretty cool Destro figure to get a hold of for the holidays.
He's been working out.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That reminds me of like the is it Funko that's making those Thundercats He-Man style?
Yeah,
kind of like that. That reminds me of that.
all right. Coming in at number 10 for me, and this was late into the year, and only one of this line made the list. Optimus Prime from the new Siege line. Usually, as a Transformers fan, I can easily fall into the like Power of the Primes. I need every single one. I'm a completist because it's my favorite brand. But this is a situation where I got the first wave, and Optimus he kind of was the hook. In after that, I knew I was going to love this line. So the thing about Optimus that's really weird is like if you haven't put your hands on Stryker Manus, or you can easily see that Hasbro took a look and had some hands on with that Stryker Manus that it came out from the third party guys. You've transformed Optimus Prime if you're a Transformers fan like 40 times over, but the engineering on this particular one kind of takes the best from all of the different things that I've seen over the last few years, and I really appreciate the work that they put into the small Voyager.
You've been talking really good about that thing.
I love it.
It is a fun figure.
Yeah, looks good.
I see you got the Ultra Magnus over there.
Yeah.
All right. So for my number 10, I went with another Marvel Legends. And it's probably based more on the character than the actual toy, even though the toy I think is really, really good. And it captures what I think Omega Red is. He's much larger than the other Marvel Legends figures, but I love this character when I was a kid, and I think I had the Toy Biz one, and I needed an updated version. So whenever I saw this and got this, I knew that this was going to be one of my top figures. I like the character, and I love the face sculpt. It looks really good too. So
good figure.
Yeah, I had to take him off my list, unfortunately, but I do love that character and I love that figure. Mine is also partially based on the character itself. This guy was quite expensive. That would be Masterpiece Dinobot at number 10. He'd be higher up on my list if he wasn't so expensive, but I do love this guy. I've grown to appreciate him a lot more as time's gone by. You get a lot of accessories. You get lots of paint apps and details and sculpted details. And to me, he looks like he just walked off of the show and into real life. So I love this guy. And mine has, thankfully, no issues.
Override. My number 9 is going to be the Siege Cog. Really fun figure. It's nice to finally have something to finish off Fort Max, and just the amount of playability that you can have with this guy, with the rest of the Siege line, with the weaponizing and everything. Just goes to show you that you don't have to hamper down a line with all the figures doing the same thing. These individual, just a couple of weaponizers. I'm glad they're going with that. So that's it for my number 9. For Dakota, he's got the Throne of the Primes from San Diego Comic-Con.
Kmart say he can't wait to get that Siege Cog. Me neither. I need that one too.
Yeah, it's fun. The only issue I really have with it is the guns are really loose in his hands, so I just keep them on the forearms.
My next one, I don't do a lot of Marvel Legends, but I did buy just a handful. But out of the handful I bought, this was the best one I got from Josh, actually. It's the Deadpool and the Boxers.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it might not be one of the best Marvel Legends, but it's just funny as hell is what that is. Boxers with the hearts, the little pink scushies, and he's even got his little pinky out for when he holds a cup of tea. So that would be my only Marvel Legend. I think I only got I think 3 Marvel Legends all year, and they were all Deadpool from Josh.
They were all the ones I got them because I wanted to build a figure piece.
You wanted to build a figure, I wanted to figure, so it worked out perfect.
All right, number 9 is the other combiner on my list, Predaking. I think they did a great job with this. The most stable of all the combiners in recent time. Nothing but good things to say about him.
If I had that would have made my list.
Yeah, it would have made mine.
Yeah. But Ollie's is slacking.
They are.
Get on.
We were slacking on that Walmart deal.
Number 9. I'm going to go with another Marvel Legends, and it's going to be a Build-A-Figure Lizard. And this, I remember whenever I saw this thing at, what was it, San Diego Comic-Con, I was just like, look at all the little rips, and I was like, is that the Build-A-Figure? And, of course, Rick was like, you know it is. Don't be asking silly questions. But yeah, so man, there's just all the articulation on him, and he's big, he's menacing, and just he just looks awesome.
Yeah,
he does.
I love the dirt and rips and stuff down here. So lots of nice detail for him. But he is a Build-A-Figure, so you kind of expect that. But really good job.
Okay, well, my number 9 is going to be the Super 7 Filmation Man-at-Arms. This guy, like Hordak, looks like he just walked off of the television screen and into 3D form. Mine has no QC issues. He's just a beautiful sculpt. Fantastic figure all around. Comes with a lot of great accessories. I've had so much fun with him, and he's a huge, huge, great addition to my MOTU collection.
Yeah, he is good. That line's incredible that they are continuing.
He was one of the ones that just didn't make it. Some other ones had to take the spot.
Yeah, I know the feeling. There's so many good things coming out for last year.
Yeah, this has been a good year for toys.
I tell you what, we could have done this and just focused on Master of the Universe this year. I could have done that. You could have done it with Star Wars. I could have done that. We could have all done it for Transformers.
Yeah, Marvel Legends.
Yeah, Marvel Legends. So maybe we can pair up.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Yeah, we should.
All right, so my number 8, I'm going to have to go. Well, I'm going to preface this with you can't have one Duocon without the other. So my number 8 is Flywheels or Skytread, whichever you want to go by. Really fun. The articulation on them is fantastic. The paint looks great. The battle damage is just on the sides with the treads. So you don't really have to worry about that intruding on anything. And yeah, it's a really solid figure. There are no waffles for those who refer to it as that. But yeah, great figure. A lot better than Battle Trap. So
no syrup required. Cool.
Great. Dakota says Takara Vintage Beast Wars Dinobot. So I guess, I forgot you got that earlier last year.
All right, my next one, which I have more than what Rick did on his. G.I. Joe Figure Subscription Service, Fast Draw. The figure itself is great. There's only a couple of issues with said figure, which would be the blowtorch parts, which would be the helmet and the vest, which there are some people doing some cast parts to change those to make it more vintage. I mean, never had this character as a kid, but I really dig the newer concept of it. It's bulky, it's big, it's got great accessories with it. So it's actually one of the ones I was keeping in my collection.
It's an excellent figure. Good pick.
Yeah, I liked him as soon as I saw him.
Number 8. And there are a lot of good lines and stuff, but I picked this figure because, again, I feel like the company just leveled up this year, and that's Star Wars Black Series Gamorrean Guard. I was actually showing my wife last night when I was finishing up the list. I put him next to the Sideshow Gamorrean Guard that came out a number of years ago, and it looks like they miniaturized it. I just can't tell you how good the soft goods, when they knock it out of the park, the soft goods, the sculpt, the paint on the Gamorrean Guard's face, and all those things. Man, I just feel like the Black Series just leveled up so much this year. And Black Series was one of the lines where last year I was considering mixing it and just cherry picking a few. And this year they must have heard me, because now it's like I got every release this year, I think. So I love the Gamorrean card.
What's up, Chris? Let's see. We're on 8. My last Marvel Legends figure. I know I had more Marvel Legends on there than what I thought I was going to, but this Build-A-Figure, this wingspan, let me hold it up to Lando. This is a 6-inch Black Series figure. Look at that wingspan. That is ridiculous. But lots of articulation, and he looks great. Movable jaw, all that stuff. And he was one of the ones that I had, again, a Toy Biz figure when I was young, and to have one that looks this amazing. It is the Build-A-Figure, so it's the one that I got sold Mike the Deadpool so I could get this guy. So I appreciate that.
I'm not arguing that.
The sculptor even considered how much light is passing through the thinner parts of the wing on that sculpt. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, if I hold it up to the light, you can even see right there and see all the.
Yeah.
And you can feel the different textures in here too. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
those leathery wings.
Sweet. Okay. This next one I fell in love with. And I highly recommend it. Even if you don't even collect this stuff, I think you'd just love this thing because he is all sorts of fun. This particular one is Calidus Luminous from Mastermind Creations. He is basically the IDW Rodimus, but the colors...
Those Lost Light colors look good.
I mean, the purple and the blue and the black. I mean, and you got the amber for the canopy there, this car mode. I mean, just this figure just pops in your collection. At least it does in mine. And the articulation. I mean, this thing is darn near perfect in every way. It's just one of my favorite purchases of 2018, easily.
I could, if I bought third party, I would have bought that because purple, teal, black, and gray together, man, those are my favorite. That's my favorite combo.
He just looks stunning in these colors. Yeah,
it's a good figure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what are we on now, Dalton?
7. Mine is going to be the Power of the Primes, Nemesis Prime, my absolute favorite figure of Power of the Primes.
You bought that?
Yeah. Well,
is that the Amazon?
Yeah. Absolutely love it. Big fan of Nemesis Primes, the Black Convoy repaints. So, and the head sculpt that they use too, just straight from Toxitron from a couple of years ago. So,
what did you get that? Was that earlier in the year?
Well,
when you were dropping all that money, where we thought you like won the Colorado.
No, money bags there. Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't count this as a purchase because it was a gift. But
no,
still,
it's still a purchase. You can still.
Okay, so yeah. But yeah, it was a birthday gift, so.
No, that counts.
But I love all the little references they throw in, like the arm cannons from like the Armada Nemesis Prime, the sword that both references the Dark Star Saber and Scourge from RID. But absolutely love this thing.
Mine is finally shipping. Mine's finally shipping. Yeah, I saw it was shipping yesterday.
So, and for Dakota, he says MP Shadow Panther is his number 7. So,
my next one is going to be Transformers Power of the Primes Walgreen exclusive Red Guard.
Really?
Yeah, I actually wanted to kind of army build him in a way. I wanted to get 4 total to put with the Combiner Wars Prime, but I never got around to doing it. But I mean, it's a good. I mean, besides the head being too small on it, I think. I mean, it's still a good. I think it was a good add-on to the Power of the Prime lines to give us another Red Guard outside the other bikes we had.
That's cool.
So.
All right, number 7. The only one that made my list, but that doesn't mean I don't love the line. In fact, it's probably my favorite line of things that I'm collecting currently, and that is the Merman, the Filmation Merman that Super 7 put out. I just can't say enough about this. As a kid, he was definitely like my favorite villain, so I might be a little bit biased. But I just think they did such a good job. This is a really good if you've never seen like the Filmation line for MOTU stuff and you love the cartoon, he's a good representation to show your buddies of how close to the cartoon they can get.
Oh yeah.
And I've seen reviews where people complain about his neck. That's the way he's supposed to be. He's got that really short neck. That's why they sculpted that piece onto his armor to give him that look. That's the way he's supposed to be. It's just a beautiful figure.
We can't all have long, skinny necks.
I know. I wish I did.
All right. So I'm also starting to introduce the Super 7 Masters of the Universe Filmation Classics. I had a couple that made the list. I want Manny Faces in this spot. And, he's got the turn,
Yeah.
Got the robot head and got the monster head. And, just regular happy face and stuff like that. But he came with quite a few more accessories than I thought he would come with. And this was, as far as the good guys go, when I was a kid, he was one of my favorite figures. So, and I think he's an interesting character in the Filmation series. So
yeah,
that was my favorite Masters of the Universe character, hands down, as a child.
Oh, yeah.
It's like 3 characters in one. It's great.
Totally.
It's cheaper on the parents' wallet.
you didn't, if you didn't have a whole lot of figures, you'd use it like, oh, here's the good guy with this. It's like, oh, and then like, oh, he's gonna go battle this bad guy. And here you just switch his face, and here comes a monster and a robot.
Yeah.
And one quick comment on that. For Christmas, I had given Xander some MOTU stuff, and I gave him that Manny faces, and I watched him play with Grayskull and interact. He's seen some of the cartoon. He did see the Manny faces episode, and I love, like, sometimes I'll like just sit back and watch him and like just play pretend I'm not even in the room. And like when I saw him giving the different voices for like the robot and the monster and stuff, it just showed me that gimmick, that figure still penetrates right to today. It's still really good. So
yeah,
good concept.
Those are a lot of good gimmicks in Master Universe.
Those classics Filmation figures, don't underestimate them. They may look simplified, but they're actually really gorgeous figures. The 4 Horsemen just know how to do a nice balance of detail and in cartoon accuracy.
Just give them Thundercats again.
Please. What number are we on?
7.
This is 7. Yeah.
7. Good.
Are we 7, Dalton? Okay.
Lucky number 7. But yeah, I love those MOTU figures. I'm a diehard MOTU fan.
No, we're on number 6 now. Oh no, Sportimus is next. My bad.
I'm 7. Sorry. I know. So for me, it would be Generation Toy, the IDW Op-X Optimus Prime. Oh my God, this thing rivals MP10. That's all I can say.
I mean, tread lightly.
No, I don't get me wrong. I am a huge MP10 fan. I'm never going to give it up. But this guy, it's like the IDW Comics version of MP10. I mean, everything just goes together well. The sculpting, the details. It's just a fun figure to transform too. I mean, I just love it. And they got something right that Takara never seems to have done before, is the tires are doubled like they should be on the semi-trucks. So
that's cool.
That's
I like that.
A nice attention to detail right there. And really fun figure, and he has wonderful presence on the shelf.
Looks good.
All right, so my number 6 is going to be the Siege Hound. Really fun figure. He blends a lot of things from other characters, like the transformation for the legs is very much like that of Cup from Titan's Return. The vehicle mode really reminds me of the G1 mixed with a Warthog from Halo mixed with a what were they? The Hummer HX that was concept but never made. So all those things together, he looks really good, really solid figure. And while being as G1 as possible, they still managed to make him beefy. So really awesome figure.
He does look good.
Yeah, that's the one that got me hooked into the Siege line.
Mm-hmm.
What's Dakota got?
Oh, he's got Universe Longhorn. So I'm not sure who that is. I think he's based on a Beast Machines figure.
Yeah,
that's a deep cut. That's a deep cut.
All right, my number 6, whichever one we're on. I talked about it on the last podcast, but it was getting the reissue of a G1 Starscream with the Megatron gun. I do have I believe it's the Toon Accurate colored one in the Takara book style version, but I've never opened it, so get one at a cheaper price than opening it is always good. So, and I didn't have an original G1 Starscream currently, but I had one. I remember getting it as a child for my birthday. Right before my mother gave it to me, right before I went to school one morning, so I couldn't take it out of the box or play with it. I had to put it back on the table and go to school, which really kind of sucked ass.
Yeah.
Getting this one here with the Megatron gun is a pretty cool concept that they should have had really for us children, because it gives it, it's what you had as watching TV, Starscream holding Megatron, but you didn't get the damn toy till what, years later.
35 years later.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're right. That's right. We're old ass men. We're finally getting the toy we wanted all our life.
Yeah, this year's the 35th anniversary of Transformers.
I could die happy.
So that's one of my figures there. So there you go.
All right, number 6. I don't really talk about Beast Wars much, but I am a fan of the show, big fan of the show. And the thing that I'm starting to understand about this particular line of MP is they really concentrate on what made that show good, and that was the expressions of the characters, the characterization. Mm-hmm. The one thing that they nail on this Dinobot, both modes, is the different expressions that you can put into that. I mean, let's face it, the voice actors were probably the best part of that show. The writing was good. I just think the voice actors were perfect, and it was
especially Scott McNeil.
Yeah,
it was.
Totally.
I think it was lightning in a bottle. I don't know if we're ever going to get that again, but
I doubt it.
Yeah.
That figure was well done. It's not a perfect figure, but it looks extremely good as a representation of that character on your shelf.
And I just dig that articulated jaw on both the dino and the robot heads.
Again, they figured out the expression. Yeah.
Fantastic. And light up eyes and everything. Just home run.
All right. Rick's seen this one, but continuing on with some of the Masters of the Universe Filmation figures, Merman finally made it in there. So, I mean, I really can't add anything that Rick hasn't already mentioned about Merman. And this is an awesome figure, and I love the character. I loved the toy when I was a kid. So, awesome figure. So,
it's funny how far nostalgia goes with that particular line.
I really wish MOTU would take off again. I regret taking off some of my MOTU figures off my list, but it was a tough call reducing it to 15. But this guy, I got him just before Christmas. This is Generation Toy GT10 Gorilla. Let me put it this way. MP32, Takara, Optimus Primal was what, $119?
Yep.
Yeah.
For the same price, I get a figure that's much bigger with a ton of accessories and a ton of detail and paint. I like the more robotic style that they gave him in terms of his beast mode and stuff. Really a solid figure. It's just something about a Gorilla Prime that just so much fun. I don't know what it is, but I really enjoy them, and I'm a sucker for it. And it's a really good quality figure. Really well done.
That's the Generation Toy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Generation Toy GT10.
I wasn't a believer in that thing, and then I went to Pia lives in my area, and we're buddies. I went to lunch with him, and he brought that figure, and I just put some hands on. And you're right, it's a quality figure. I haven't messed with that company at all, but
it's hefty too.
It is hefty. It looks really good in person, so I'm a believer.
Good joints, good ratchets. The plastic is a little bit different than their other releases, but it's not in any way cheap. This figure feels really durable. I actually feel more comfortable handling him than I do MP32. And I do like Ep42, but this guy, I can just handle him all day long, and he just hangs in there. I love it.
Thanks.
Light up eyes and everything. It's beautiful.
All right, so going into the top 5, I've got to go with my number 5 is the Siege Sideswipe. Now, I went in first, when this line was first announced, not really caring much for how he looked. He looked, 2 MP. The vehicle looked not Cybertronian enough, but getting it in hand, the transformation is so simple, but at the same time intuitive. It is such a fun transformation. It looks great. It doesn't feel as small as you would think.
Told you.
But it is just such a fun figure. Like, I think this figure alone sets the standard for the line.
If only he had as many translucent pieces as that Prowl, huh?
Oh my god.
He'd be way up there.
No.
All right.
And for Dakota, he says Code of Hero storyboard. I've got to agree. That is an awesome purchase. Getting that. The storyboard for the Code of Hero episode of Beast Wars. His favorite episode.
That's a toy?
It's a purchase.
Oh, well, then I could have named my Kylo Ren cosplay. Thought we were sticking towards it. Anyways, we'll let it pass.
My
knew
next
he was
one.
going to cheat somehow.
It's Dakota. What do you expect?
Yeah.
A couple of you already mentioned this one, but I'm got mine a little higher than y'all. It was a punch counter punch, Power of the Prime. Out of all the things we
shoulder
got,
pads.
no, I like mine like that. But,
I'm looking at mine. Is mine transformed wrong?
you transfer it to whatever you want to. But out of the ones we got from Amazon, this was like the only one I cared for. The other ones I had no interest in whatsoever. But getting a better version with a size proportion head, if y'all recall the one from the Collectors Club that was done out of the Universe Side Swipe that had like the Beetlejuice head on it, completely shrunk. Exactly. So this one here is and I have 2 of him. I have 1 for each version. So, but yep, that's mine right there.
Yeah, I'm going to pull Dakota and get 2 more. 1 for the Decepticon and 1 to paint up as the Beast Wars Uprising Wolfang.
Cool.
All right, number 5. Number 5, none of these have made the list, so we're getting close to the top. The die-cast Iron Man Mark V. I think that they did a great job with this. One of the things I like about it is it's the suitcase armor from the Iron Man 2. But the legs, like the parts and pieces are kind of like closing. You can put him in this thing where it looks like the armor's kind of going on. There's a bunch of pieces on the chest that kind of pull out and right before the mask comes on. So I have a bunch of Iron Man stuff, but I always like the Mark V, and I don't get all the die casts, but I get the ones that I really like. And this one turned out looking really good.
That red is gorgeous. Yeah,
it's a great looking figure.
All right, my last Master Universe figure, and I could have, again, like we said, I could have tons of Master Universe figures on here, but I went with the character that I thought was the coolest, and I went with Hordak. I think he's made maybe one other list. I think he made sports, but mine turned out really good. I like him. I like the little stuff that he comes with. I love that blue. It looks really good. And that face with that white, like there's no mess ups in the paint with the red and black on top of that white and the blue on top of that white. There's no mistakes.
Right.
So it's like they took every figure individually and painted it and made sure it was absolutely perfect.
And plus they threw an imp in both his little beast form and that little treasure chest form too. So that was a nice touch. So my number 5, and please don't laugh because he's awesome, is the Machine Robo, Bike Robo, the DX version. And I gotta say, whether you like GoBots or not, this guy is flipping awesome as a figure. He cleans up really well. There's no kibble whatsoever on this guy. Comes with different hands, so if you want to have the more closed-in hands, or if you want the articulated fingers like I have on mine, he comes with his little blaster accessories. Really solid figure. I mean, I've got him next to my Ep43 Megatron, and they just hang out together. And I like him so much, I'm thinking about buying another one. And I mean, it's clever. They got the little magnets that keep the wheels in place so that they won't fall out or anything like that. And
Oh, that's neat.
And the face, you can change him out real easy by simply pushing down on his dome here. Push down on that, the face pops out on its own. You put another one in there, and you're good to go. So
sounds like an action feature.
It's really cool, yeah. So highly recommend it. He's really cool.
See, my number 4, I'm going to have to go with the Metals Megatron, the Takara version. So there is no brown plastic syndrome. I got this for a pretty good deal from a friend of mine, and very happy to finally have him. So,
you don't like the exploding feature?
No, I don't. As for Dakota, his number 4 is the Blue Optimus Miner. So one of his holy grails that he got at TFCon.
What is that?
So
it's like a little monkey, Beast Wars.
Yeah, a little bright blue monkey. Yeah.
Of course it is. Why I ask?
That just comes out wrong.
All right. I'm going to go back to G.I. Joe figure subscription, which would be Red Laser, which is pretty much a repaint of Cobra Commander. But the only flaw with this one was that his legs were kind of too big for the body. It's a real good interpretation of what they wanted to do. The only bad thing with the whole figure of this one was that it comes with a flag, right? SO. But when they sent the parts, they didn't send all of it. They forgot to send the other end to hold the flag together, which was a mass screw up on, according to the club, the factory's fault. So, but
there seems to be like every club figure for G.I. Joe comes with they had to fix this mustache, and they messed up on this flag, or they didn't do that. It's always. And we're only going to ship them to you once at a time.
Don't get me started on that.
with separate shipping costs.
Can you imagine
canceling?
If I'm buying like an entire wave of Marvel Legends or Star Wars Black Series, and they send them out to me and Rick individually? Each figure.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Even though the red is a little different on parts of the body, but I mean, it's a good figure, for what, it's one of the reasons why I definitely bought the whole figure subscription service. The final one was because of him and a couple other figures. So I'm happy with that one.
Yeah. I'm going to miss G.I. Joe this next year after we get the final 12, because they still have to ship them.
Yeah, they'll ship them individually too, just so you know.
You and I both are going to miss that subscription.
How many figures are left to be shipped to you?
The figure subscription service, there's 2 more shipments, which they've been sending them out weekly.
How many figures total do they owe you?
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 figures left.
21 figures? Let's go ahead and set it right now. What are you putting the over-under at of here's a little mess up here, here's a mess up here, this was something wrong?
Every single one. I'm expecting something. Everyone. They're going to screw it up on every damn one of them. Every one of them. There's going to be
so there's 21 figures. The over-under's at 21, and Mike's like, and you'd be an idiot to take the under.
Yeah, right. Every single one. There's going to be a screw up somewhere on every one of them.
That's a bummer.
What do you want to put it at? What would you say, Rick? 5?
I'd say 25% of the figures will have like some kind of detail that's off or something they have to send later. They usually, if it's something big, they usually will correct it and send it out to you later.
Hey, let's just hope that the artwork gets better than a 7-year-old's artwork. Okay, that's all I gotta say.
Yikes.
The artwork on some of this stuff is bad.
Super 7's laughing at you right now. Yeah.
All right, where are we at? Number 4, right?
Yep.
All right, I don't want to break this thing. All right. Number 4 for me is the Hot Toys 1/6 Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. They had done the Jedi version before. Sideshow had tried their hand at it, but the details on this one are movie the best, I guess I would say.
Is it movie the best? Yeah.
It's so good, guys. Yeah, this is the only one you really need if you don't have a 1/6 scale. Get the Empire Hot Toys 1/6.
That'll be on my list next year because I still got 2 more payments to make. So on mine.
Yeah, at least you're getting it. Good job.
Yeah. All right, and for man, I'm bouncing these around here, but I say let's go with this. We'll finish up the Black Series. I mentioned this in the review, and Rick, that's why I kind of stayed quiet when he brought up this figure. This is the best Black Series figure to date. Just the details in it. He can move his jaw. All the weapons. He comes with more weapons than this. I think he came with, was it 3?
A staff.
Yeah, it came with staff too. And then just to mix it with the soft goods that they did, it's perfect, the perfect amount, and it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And this is one where I ended up buying 2. They never showed up at my Target. It was a Target exclusive, and I ended up having to buy 2 of them on eBay for not that much more. I think I paid $80 for 2 of them. So, but it was one that like I couldn't wait for. Like if they would have showed up in my store, I probably would have bought 4 of them. It's just an amazing figure.
Sport.
Oh, sorry. I blanked out there. Hi, everybody. All right. My number 4 is going to be the Mythic Legions Cowarus. Whatever. He is originally the PowerCon exclusive, but he will be out early this year for everyone to buy. You could do a top 15 on this series alone. The 4 Horsemen, this is their line. Comes with tons of accessories. You can repackage these if you want to keep them in package or take them out once in a while. It's collector friendly. This is an homage to Battle Cat, and they made it more humanoid. I don't know if you can see if there's any glare, but
yeah, it looks good.
I've seen that figure. It looks really good.
It comes
that'd
with
be one to pick up.
It would be. I mean, it comes with a lot of optional armor pieces. Great looking sword. You can mix and match parts with this line, so you can customize if you're into that. You can go further and paint them too if you want to, but you can make your own mythos out of this as well. They do have their own, but it's not really required. You can do whatever you want with this, and just amazing figures. I mean, this is something that you'll just have hours of fun with. As soon as you get out of the package, you just don't want to put them down, basically. So I highly recommend it.
The bald eagle with the American flag.
The second version's coming out. Get it on pre-order. Big Bad Toy Store. It's the better one.
Oh, it's better.
Yeah,
it just screams America.
Yeah, the 2.0 one. Get the 2.0 one. The first one, I think, has issues standing or something like that. It falls backwards. But the second version is going to be much improved. The birds are fantastic. I have Malatard the duck. And
I thought he was cool. Yeah, I remember we looked at a San Diego Comic-Con or a toy fair, like looking at all the birds, and like we were like, "There's a flamingo, but he still looks like he could whoop somebody." I mean, it was a lot of cool stuff. There was like I don't know, like little parakeet or something. Like there was like little small birds, but they still looked like fierce. I thought it was cool.
Oh yeah, you got the birds, you got the skeletons. They will be doing a more science fiction oriented series out of these guys. So if you want a more sci-fi looking set of figures, they will be coming out with that down the road as well. So that's my number 4.
All right, so getting into my number 3, I'm going to have to go with a figure I've been looking for quite a while as well. That is the Beast Wars 2nd Lao Convoy. I got nice. I had gotten one version of this earlier this last year, and pretty much right out of the box it just fell apart. It was completely broke. One of the hinges snapped, and thankfully a friend of mine was able to get this for me off of Yahoo Japan, and it is pristine. The white plastic hasn't yellowed at all. Nothing's creaking or anything, so very happy with that. And it was fairly affordable too. It was like $20.
Oh wow! I thought it was
Very
going to be
bad.
like some crazy.
Yeah.
No, it's like $20-$30 after shipping. So, and for Dakota, he says MP Dinobot is his number 3.
Hmm.
That's surprised.
Yeah, because Kmart said, I think I know what Dakota's number 1 is, and
I thought that was going to be his number 1 too.
oh, his number 1's going to be Green Ramulus.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe.
my number 3 is Power of the Primes.
Optimus Primal. Yeah.
This one here is a recolor from the San Diego version. I was really kind of excited to see it in stores and think it'd really make it to stores since it was the last of the line. It has pretty cool playability, different things, 2 in 1. The only downfall is in beast mode. It has that big gaping hole in the back, but there is the upgrade kit for it. I do have on pre-order, still waiting on it to show up. It also has the wheel to where you can put it in vehicle mode, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool. It has the the Matrix in here and everything, kind of like from that one episode when he puts the Matrix in there and holds on to it. So, and of course, it has the other Primal in the back. But
no, the
that's
box.
why I bought.
Yeah. That's
Do
the
what?
part that I hate. But
The box Primal.
There's a way. I think if you take there's a way of taking it apart and actually having it separate. Dakota did it.
But he's still a box.
Figures. Take them apart and build something better.
Melt it down.
Or just make them right the first time and not try to make them blocky.
K-Bar said so much Beast Wars on everyone's list. Haha. Nope. I did not show it.
That's that one for me.
All right, number three. This is the last Hot Toys on the list, and
I call BS.
Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight. I mean, he's probably the most popular Star Wars character, and this is probably the most popular version. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot else to say. It's got all the bells and whistles. And
is that Return of the Jedi?
Yeah. Yep, Jedi Luke. Hot Toys.
All right. Well, it was a pain to get these. And actually, before we started the show, this is the first time I even took the slip cover off of them to even see that the figures were in there. But luckily they were. And it is made by NECA, but the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I do love these turtles. And you look at what Playmates is giving us, like, I hate those turtles. So.
Oh, God.
Those are the best, man.
Garbage.
But these look amazing. Now, again, it's NECA, so the quality's probably not that great, but hopefully I can put them on there and glue their feet to the shelf so they don't fall over and break. They look amazing.
Blue tack.
Yeah, blue tack. I was just gonna say.
I've got that's what I'm gonna do. But I've got like all the NECA turtle stuff, and I've always been buying those, and I think they do an amazing job on that. So that's really the only thing other than when they put out a God of War figure. I'll buy the NECA stuff. So they do a really good job on the sculpts on that stuff.
Okay, so number 3 we're on, I guess.
Yep.
And this thing, let's bring this guy back up. For about $20 you get this guy, right?
Right.
For the same price, you get this guy. This thing takes up the whole freaking box. That's a good deal. And on top of that, they gave him a beautiful wash. This is Marvel's Thing, the Walgreens exclusive. Thing is freaking heavy, man. You can knock someone out with this thing. I love this guy. I'm not a big Fantastic Four fanboy, but the Thing was always my favorite of the group, and they did this guy justice. They did him justice with with the optional hands and the extra head. I mean, this guy just screams clobbering time. I love him.
Yeah, I've seen some up close pictures of hell, but he does. He
He's
looks
great.
amazing, especially compared to the previous released one.
He blows everything away. I mean, the articulation is pretty good on him for someone who's this bulky.
I was never big into Fantastic Four, so I haven't bought any of those Walgreens exclusive. But as soon as they come out with a Doctor Doom, I'm buying him.
Oh God, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, so my number 2 is going to be the TFCon exclusive G2 Crack Up. Like you said, Sport, it is an absolutely fun figure. Fairly inexpensive. You know, I was expecting it to be more, but it was like $70 at the show, which isn't bad for an exclusive for third party. But yeah, the transformation's absolutely fun, and I absolutely love the colors. Just beautiful breakdown robot.
Yeah, dude, black, purple, teal.
I'm tempted to get that.
Well, it just feels so good. I mean, having all the die cast in there, the rubber tires.
It's got some nice
really good paint.
It feels solid. Yeah. Good choice.
He needs some fuchsia.
Yeah. Dakota's number 2 is the Transmetal 2 Dinobot resin prototype. So guess it was like super hard to find, and he was surprised it wasn't destroyed.
He loves them prototypes. Yeah.
He does.
All right, my number 2 should be no surprise. It's actually another monkey bot. The one from San Diego Comic-Con. Laugh all you want to.
Just show us that.
No, I showed you the other one. This one's cool.
Man.
It comes with a little specter, little thing, a little crown. Sits on the throne. It's a cool piece. I mean, I got 3 of them. So,
I should have mine at the beginning of February. I just got the Takara one.
So yeah, this one is neat. The throne is a pretty cool. You know, it's a neat little gimmick they did. I mean, and the scepter with the Titan Masters they put in there, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
You know, and if you get them all, you know, you can complete the wheel. It's a cool little thing. I mean,
I just wish I wish third party would make a better throne for them.
Right. I mean, I agree with that. You know, I wouldn't mind having a different throne, but I mean, you know, I have what I have and has all the Titan Masters in it, and so I'm happy with that.
All right. Okay. Number 2 for me is, and I'm surprised he hasn't come up yet, Sunstreaker. I thought they knocked it out of the park with MP Sunstreaker. And not only do you get options for your Lambo, Countach, you also get pop-up headlights. Man, they went a long way as far as like when I saw those the first day, I just kept wanting to take pictures of the car mode. So anyway, yeah, number 2, MP Sunstreaker.
Honestly,
probably would have made my list too. I don't think I bought any MPs this year or last year.
Yeah, honestly, I forgot he came out 2018. It's just there's been so much coming out, so much going on that I completely missed that.
All right, my number 2. Playmates did something good. And it was this 84 16-inch Voltron. It's big, nice, and bulky, nice articulation, all types of sounds, which I must have took the batteries out or something, or maybe they're run down. I don't know. No, I don't have them turned on.
Kids, talk to me. Are you hurt?
That's awesome.
No, I can handle it.
All right, that's enough of that. But as you have it turned on and you're connecting all the different pieces, they make different noises and say different stuff like, hey, connect and green line. So it recognizes what lines you're connecting and where you're connecting them at. So I really like that. So that's all the electronics are into the Black Lion. But it just, how big it is. And it looks nice. And I was about to spend what, $300 or $400 on, because I sold my masterpiece Voltron because I thought the arms were flimsy where they connected in the sockets, and I sold that planning on buying the $300 or $400 one, and then Playmates was like, "Hey, we're coming out with this, and you can complete the thing for less than $100." I'm like, "Dude, that looks awesome." So,
yeah, that was on my list, but unfortunately got pushed out. R.I.P. Playmates Voltron. The Solar Jikoken is going to be reissued, from what I heard. So, anyhow. You stand for number 1, but you sit for number 2. But in this case, my number 2 is also going to be Masterpiece Sunstreaker. I can't decide which I like better, the car mode or the robot mode.
I bought 2.
I gotta get a second one because I love them both. I was originally against this guy. I kind of was upset that they did the fake chest thing for him, but getting him in hand, I fell in love with him. And for the same reasons, he's just a gorgeous figure. They give you lots of options. You can display him with the intake blowers or without, make him look like a regular old Lamborghini. You got the pop-up headlight feature. You've got tons of accessories for him. He's very expressive in robot mode. That's what I love about him, is the posability of this guy. You can just do just about anything you want with him. I'm a little biased too. I admit he is my mascot, but I think Takara killed it with this one. I plan to get the Corden version, the police car one, and I hope they make a red one for him too.
You know, one thing, if it's one thing that I've known about our group, I think we all love 80s Countachs.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got 3 of them here on my list.
All right, kicking off number 1, the final one. What is it, Dalton?
My number 1 is Masterpiece Dinobot. Hands down, the best figure I've got all year. He's big, chunky, fits the cartoon aesthetic in both modes. Yeah, you're gonna have a little bit sticking out in the back, but you know who's gonna be facing their figures like they're from the Blair Witch Project?
I do.
And not only that, but if you get 5 of them lined up, you can get a great can picture out of them.
That's a good one.
Plus all the accessories it comes with, the features he has for his tail, shield, his eyes, comes with the golden disc. This guy's got everything, so absolutely perfect. And you guys called it for Dakota's number 1. It is Green Romulus after 4 years and a cruel prank from us at BotCon 2014. He finally has Green Romulus.
I go back and watch that video sometime. Watch him like take off, like.
I need to see that video.
As if he's about ready to turn around and swing too.
Dude, he had just lit up a cigarette, and are you serious? I'm like, yeah, but where is it? And like he
threw it down.
There it was, and he was already ready to go in the door, and I had to stop him. Be like, do you even know where it's at? No, but I'm gonna find it.
and then you just lost it after that. You couldn't hold it any longer.
I should have let him walk around there for 30 minutes or so.
Torment him some more, huh? Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, if I would have let it go on more than what I did, then it would have came down to Knuckles probably. So
probably, yes, they were probably would have thrown hands.
Yeah.
My final or my number 1 purchase of 2018. I don't have it in front of me because there's so much of it. It's actually on my shelf behind me. It's actually the JoeCon 2018 box set and exclusives. You know, I give the club a lot of shit on a lot of stuff I talk about, but I have to agree that the Python Patrol they did for the final JoeCon was really a home run. There were some issues with some figures. There was a big question on why we didn't even get a Sergeant Slaughter, but for the final product, without getting a whole bunch of vehicles, it worked out really well. If you're a Joe collector, you can kind of work in your own vehicles with regular retail products or customize, like me and Rick got a customized piss tank, for the collection. So, I mean, the color scheme on the Python Patrols, on all of them, were really spot on. So kudos to the club for that. Not much I'll give them kudos for, but I will give them that, and only that one, and that is it.
They know how to make a convention set.
They do. They have
really
good
do.
ideas. It's whether they execute it correctly to the fan base's likeness is a different story. But I walked away with a box full of toys, and I was extremely happy.
Exactly. Pour one out, bump up. All right.
Rick went that extra mile, pour one out.
Yeah, sure did.
Pour one out for the dead homies.
Mike's just happy that he could actually pick the toys up at the convention, didn't have to have them shipped to him. So
After all the shit I talk, I'm surprised they let him do it.
All right. Number one came in late this year. In fact, December. I passed him by. In fact, I passed him by because some of the stuff the company had done had complicated transformations, great paint, and I wasn't completely happy with some of the other figures I bought. I bought Apache. I thought it was good, but not great. I bought Galvatron. I thought Sovereign. Good, not great. I take it all back. This Skyfire, this is the best thing I bought this year.
I'm so jealous.
Fans Toys completely blew me away. Like when I got it, I couldn't believe what I was looking at. Like it was so close to tune
like
accurate.
A small child.
Yeah, I love it though. That thing's awesome.
I literally, when I transformed it, because it was so good, I got chill bumps. That's why I love this hobby. And every once in a while, you get something, and it does make you feel like a child. I can't suggest this enough. I had said in some of our talk between us, if I had enough money, I'd buy it for everybody, but I'd start with Josh because I know he hasn't bought into the 3P stuff. But
I used to have some, but then
Josh, this figure, man.
Yeah, but Takara will never make one, so you may as well get that.
I just can't. I can't tell people. I can't suggest it enough. And they're doing a third run, so. You will have
Takara is busy polishing off the final designs of Masterpiece Galvatron. So
keep telling yourself that
right now.
They're just trying to get the perfect shade of purple. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't want a lavender wave, shockwave fiasco.
One Hot Toys figure this year. I figured I don't buy Hot Toys like Rick. So let's not get confused. Like we're both 1/6 scale collectors because I've got 1, 2, 3 now because I sold a couple. And Boba Fett, he would have been in here too, but I got to go with the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the perfect Vader. I got my color in. I was waiting for the perfect Vader, getting the Boba Fett here in a couple months, and I'm gonna get that Hot Toys Darth Maul because I was waiting for the perfect one on that because I didn't want the sideshow. But I just want to hit those like key Sith bad guys. Now, if they throw a Ahsoka out there, then I'm throwing down with that. That'll be my one good guy, the Sith scale, but. That's basically what I plan on doing with the Hot Toys. It's just going to be like very, very cherry picking, very selective, and whenever I do pick one, I think like it's perfect. I love it. So,
very
all right,
cool.
sign us out, Sport.
All right, so the number one is your favorite Goku. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the number one.
I was like, wow, that's my surprise.
That is underwhelming.
Anticlimactic right there. I would have left out, huh? He's a good figure.
Now he feels bad for him. Kind of wants to put him in.
Yeah. Oh, well, screw him. My number one actually is the IDW Megatron from Generation Toy. This is the Bomber Megatron. And this is one of those things where you get them in the mail, you open them up, and you're like, damn, this thing is freaking awesome. I was blown away by this guy. Believe me, it's up there as my all-time favorite MPs. I love the transformation. It's a whole lot of fun. His articulation's fantastic. He feels, if you didn't know better, you'd think it was made by the official Takara releases. But I just love this guy so much. I mean, everything just fits together perfectly. His bomber mode is beautiful. He's got the black with the purple. I don't know if you can see that in the light, but everything just gleams on him, and there's absolutely no real kibble to speak of. Light up eyes, batteries included. I mean, this guy is probably the underdog in terms of third-party offerings. By far my favorite.
And he's a bomber, and a lot of people like that. So I love the alternate not being a gun, but the bombers, like a lot of people like that the best.
And he's got purple.
Yep, purple and black.
Oh yeah,
Gray.
and silver.
Need some teal and fuchsia.
There we go. We can work that in somewhere, I'm sure. But yeah, that's my number one. I didn't think it would be, but I just fell in love with him the minute I got him out of the box.
Well, that took about exactly the time that we had hoped so. So let's go ahead and sign out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Maybe we'll try to get, a few of us together and try to do a Star Wars or a Transformer or Master Universe or something like that, so we can touch on some of the stuff for Marvel Legends. Pops only. Mike
by himself.
Solo show.
Let's go ahead and sign out and just go in the same order. Dalton.
All right, I'm Dalton. You can find me everywhere at Daltonians TFs.
I'm Mike. You can find me everywhere as Just Enter G.I. Joe Show.
I'm Rick. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter as Shatrdglassjazz.
I'll get you on Facebook one of these days.
No Facebook.
Well, we're going to do it. That's our resolution for 2019.
Oh.
By the end of the year.
Nope.
What about you, Sport?
You can find me here at YouTube as Sportimus and at that blue birdie as Sportimus Prime.
And you can find me G1Xtron on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook page, the G1Xtron. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. And we'll see you in a couple weeks. And it'll be back to Saturday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And for Galactic Gumbo, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So thanks a lot for watching. Peace.